I should put together a compilation of mixed up power ons and offs on my camera. And I could probably fill a 2-hour YouTube video with all the incorrect takes of me hitting the button when I'm thinking I'm starting and stopping.
You thought you were stopping, but in fact you were starting and you missed everything you meant to film.
Yeah, and just title it like a study in humanity. Study in me.
Escalations of frustration. And you put them in order of how angry you are each time.
I feel like that's a flat line. Every time I'm just as angry. Every single time. There's
I think the level of anger is directly proportional to how long the video was.
That's a good point. If it's like a good 20-minute sequence, and I've just been yelling into a dead camera.
Or if it was a 15-second Instagram story.
Right, that I can recreate.
Yeah, I'll just do that again.
The thing that happens to me the most often now is like if I'm sitting at a stoplight or my driveway recording Instagram or something like that, my phone mount is right near my air conditioning vent. So I'll say something like, hey guys, really excited about this thing happening. And then it comes through as...
Because we live in Texas and your air conditioner is always on.
Never not on.
Always.
There's no setting below 4. Let's just like at 1 through 5. There's no setting below 4.
Why even put them on there?
No, I don't understand. Like Ashley believes that.
Dining room.
We're in the dining room. That's right. Leah is very suspicious of our activities in here right now. With good cause. But Ashley believes that the number 5 on the air conditioner, or like the top speed on a ceiling fan, is for emergencies only.
What?
It can be 105 and she'll have the air conditioner on the 4 instead of the 5.
That's weird. We keep all our fans on high 365 days a year.
100%. That's the correct way to do it.
Yeah.
I
will say though that I do use the full setting on the car AC is usually for right when I get in.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
to blow out the devil air.
It's kind of like those refrigerators that have that Arctic blast now. Like when you've had the fridge open loading the groceries, then you can close it and hit that blast and it'll drop it like 5 degrees real fast.
Good thing you'd open it up and get your head in there for that. It's really well,
It's
Leah's on
the
her horse.
return of the horse.
Oh, that's right. This is like episode 3
Yeah.
where the horse came back. That is the Radio Flyer rocking horse. That requires no input to start going. It'll just sit there and do that for no reason.
That's fantastic.
Oh, by the way, welcome to the Camo and Hooks podcast. This is Mike.
And this is Luke.
So we are... you are rocking. We are podcasting in the presence of my 2-year-old daughter, Leah, right now. So she's going to make sure all you guys know what she's doing out there at all times.
Yes.
Just in case you guys are worried. She's going to climb in my lap in between and let me know what her plans are. What are your plans, Luke?
My plans. I've got a lot of plans.
Yeah, I'm doing headphones. That's right.
Let's see. Still fishing as much as I can. Even though it's going to be a record 110 degrees here today.
It's hard for me to... Yeah, I've got headphones. That's right.
I actually went yesterday and I stood in Brushy Creek and it was 105 degrees. And I had long sleeves, long pants, I had a buff on, everything. And I was just sweating.
That's some level of insanity.
Trying to catch little fish.
Like, that you're gonna throw back.
I'm going to throw back. Yeah.
So really,
absolutely,
you're standing out there to just torture small animals is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
You're going through all that pain so you can just torture small animals.
Well, in true Camo and Hooks fashion, I did not catch any fish.
Oh,
so.
then it doesn't count. You're now not a sadist anymore.
Yeah. I was just standing out there sweating and flicking a lure into the water and reeling it back to myself over and over again.
It really is like an outdoorsman's Sado-Masochism, right? It's really what this is. Fishing and Sado-Masochism are very, especially in the Texas summer, I think are very closely tied together.
A cross-species Sado-Masochism.
Ooh, I like that. There's your podcast title right there.
So that's
I can always tell when it happens. I can always tell when the podcast title happens.
Right?
Yeah.
Fishing as much as I can still, but...
podcast.
It's a podcast. There you go.
Yeah, it is. I did not know she knew that word.
It's a podcast.
I literally never heard her say that before.
That's fantastic.
That's pretty good.
Well, they're always learning.
All right, we got a new co-host.
There you go. But hunting very much on the mind because
season's right around the corner.
It is. I mean, we are just about dove season ready.
September 1st?
Yep, September 1st. So I will actually be at my mom's place. So I'm just going to walk out in the back pasture and hope to scare up some dove.
Oh, that's cool.
Even though there's not any sunflowers there anymore. But might still be some dove. I'm also going to spend some time there working on some long-range shots, getting prepared for my Wyoming trip, where I'm going to go try to shoot a speed goat.
Speed goat.
Which is what I've recently learned that they refer to antelope as.
Nice. And Leah's going to play drums to celebrate having the opportunity to have that hunt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm going to work on some long-range shots while I'm there. Also, we're going to set up a stand for the feeder that we put out.
Perfect.
Good gravy. The trail cam action coming off of that feeder is insane.
Some of them boys are thick.
It is a goddamn buck party there, like every night. So we've got videos of bucks chasing other bucks away. There is one crazy antlered, just Mac Daddy buck that keeps showing up.
As our guest Spencer Tyler once called King Dingaling.
King Dingaling. If ever there was, this is the one. Especially for a place. The feeder's been up since Memorial Day, and we found out earlier this summer that at some point the timer reset, and so was not flicking corn until really only about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, still far enough.
And that the trail cam went up 3 weeks ago as well. So we've seen this guy a bunch of times already. He's like an 11 point, and on his left side, one of the main beam goes back. Mm-hmm. So it's just super unique and cool looking. But equally exciting to me are the amount of Big Mama does.
So I said thick with 2 C's. That one that you showed me, she's dude. Mama's got it going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's a grown-up girl.
So I even posted a picture of it on the Instagram. I was like, who gets as excited for Fat Mama does as they do for big racks? Yeah. So that's all super exciting. I got my small game permit, as did you.
Yeah.
For Lake Georgetown. So we'll be back out there chasing doves and rabbits and squirrels and maybe even ducks. I'd like to try to get into some duck shooting.
Yeah.
Or duck at shooting.
Duck looking. Yeah. Duck viewing. I could be talked into it.
Yeah. Let's just get out there a little earlier and sit by the lake.
Yeah.
So then it's hiking with shotguns by the lake.
And waders. We get to wear fancy pants.
Exactly.
In addition to it. I mean, you don't need much else besides fancy pants to sell me.
Right.
Honestly. Another thing I could spend money on to wear?
Hey,
neat.
Oh, I just got a rangefinder. Finally. I went all season last year with that one.
Nice. For those not in the know, Luke was using a series of yardsticks before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He would lay them out. Yeah.
Get the deer to hold still for a minute.
Yeah. We just shine a light on it.
So happy about that. I actually ordered myself a tactical vest.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Which I realize is absolutely ridiculous. But my thought is, I keep, last year, you got binoculars, you got knives, you got flashlights, gloves, calls, just all that stuff, right? And I'm just walking into a stand with just pockets full of stuff.
Yeah, sure.
And a backpack.
Yeah.
With all that stuff in it as well. So I thought it'd be great to have all this just on me.
Yeah.
So,
I like the tactical vest because you never know when you're going to have to kick down doors to get to those deer.
Exactly.
Sometimes they're going to be hiding out.
There's that as well.
Yeah, they could be in an urban environment. They could be in caves. You don't know.
Yeah.
So you got to breach sometimes.
So, I'll make sure I got my operator hat on and everything.
Excellent. I think they have, I'm sure they have hunting flashbangs.
Probably. Totally legal.
You know what? I said that out loud, and as soon as it left my mouth, it's like, they probably do.
Yeah.
I think it was called thermite for hogs. It's really really more about the bang.
Yeah, that's just a bang. I mean, there is a flash, but it's not about the flash.
Secondary.
Yeah.
They're not worried about blinding them.
Yeah.
Only insofar as that it's taking the eyes out of their head
Completely.
very quickly. That's what that's for. So, yeah, you mentioned dove, and I actually stumbled my way into a dove lease as well, so I'll be out there on opening day trying to wing shoot some birds. I am, and I got approval from the landowner to make sure this is cool. I am going to take my recurve and my flu arrows, and I'm going to try to wing shoot some doves out of the air.
Wow.
Not just that, because I'd like to get some doves.
Yes.
So I'm going to, and I'm actually going shotgun shopping. I was almost planning to do it today. I gave my other gun back to its original owner that I was using forever.
Okay.
And so I'm going to go shotgun shopping, lots of time to prepare, like 1 week, obviously.
Sure, yeah.
So, but I'll probably just buy the same gun. So, I will take a shotgun out and hopefully try to limit that way. But if I can get a couple with the bow and arrow, man,
it'd be pretty epic.
The story, and especially.
And I don't use the word epic. Like,
right.
Most people use the word epic. Like, oh, the sandwich is epic. Really, bro? The sandwich is epic?
Yeah.
I don't think so, right? If you were to shoot a dove with an arrow off a recurve bow, that is epic.
That might be on the tail end, on the bottom end of epic. I can get on board with that. Yeah, and what I feel bad for you, and Leah's playing piano as a soundtrack for this now, which actually is nice. This is a good little aim. She's building intensity as I'm getting closer to this part. Is that I feel bad for you and the listeners having to listen to me tell that story of shooting that dove out of the air with a bow. You guys it's going to be long and drawn out and very emotive, and there's going to be a lot of inflection.
It's like she planned.
How does she know? It's like a silent movie right now, except I'm talking. If you can imagine, my dialogue is like the little black and white speech cards, and then that being, and now she's back to the rock and roll motorcycle.
Yeah.
She's really in rare form, knowing that we're sitting here and not looking at her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is 100%. Oh, you're not going to look at me? All right.
I can do everything.
Game on.
How much noise do you want? A lot or a lot? So, I'll be out there on opening day for dove. I'm pretty excited about that. And then, Lake Georgetown will do small game. Our friend Jason and I both got drawn for the Lake Georgetown. As I mentioned before, we got drawn for the archery deer.
Yeah. I did not get drawn for archery deer.
I didn't hear about that for an entire day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luke, you did go out there and try. You did. You tried to get on standby.
I put it in the original application, did not get drawn. So I tried to go in for a standby, which if guys don't show up, then they do a second drawing for standby hunters.
So, and you didn't get drawn for that one.
So only 5 guys out of 100 did not show up. So they drew for 5 spots and 5 backup spots.
Nice.
And in true Texas form, they drew tickets out of an empty Cool Whip tub.
Which is just free Tupperware. Really,
right, exactly.
From the Cool Whip.
Which I got the impression that somebody did not bring that in to the office special for that occasion.
No,
it's there.
They just finished
all the
some
time.
Cool Whip at some point. And that'll work.
They were celebrating a successful draw with a peach cobbler.
So you didn't get drawn for the first one. You didn't get drawn for the backup or
Correct.
the backup. So
Correct.
you didn't get drawn 3 times.
That's right.
That's a triple insult.
Pretty much.
What happened there? Yeah.
Pretty much.
We did that orientation, got all settled in there. As an addendum to my "I'm so awesome" feeder placement story. Well, guess what? If you remember the very last episode, it probably should be that I was very proud of my feeder placement, all the work I put into it. Well,
He was quite proud.
I apparently was a little too close to a hiking trail, which was it is my own fault for sure. But I'm out near the primitive camping area, and the trails aren't as obvious when you get out there because there's a lot less traffic on them. And I started thinking well, this can't be the main trail. Like, this can't be the actual hiking trail. This must be a place where the primitive campers go to and fro and get down to the water, because it kind of made sense when you looked at it. Lo and behold, it was not. And I became famous on the Texas Bow Hunter forums as the guy...
Which we are not members of.
Not members of, and never will be now.
Are you banned for life?
No, I've never joined, and I'm not joining now. Like to be the, wait a minute,
Hey.
are you the guy, like in case I let something slip at some point,
Yeah.
you know, I'm never going to get identified as that. Never identify yourself. But yeah, I basically was on the receiving end of a look at this asshole post and everybody having like a page full of laughs about how close. Guess my first year out there, I didn't know what qualified as a
Oh, this guy thought he was real clever with his placement.
Oh, yeah. And I was getting lots of action out there, lots of does. Of course I am, because there's a hiking trail with Cliff Bars getting thrown in the woods right next to it. So it's still a really good area. I went back out there after they emailed me, and I just followed it. Said, "Hey, I'm brand new. Like I misunderstood the trail marking, whatever. Like they're not marked trails,
right?
You can't look at a map and say
it's
here's
not
the trail.
That dissimilar from a game trail.
No, it's really not. So I went to that same area, still boated in. I found the way there is to drive and hike in, but I actually do prefer the boating way because it's just peaceful and I don't have to trudge through as much Texas brush.
Sure.
So it's kind of nice. But I found a place further back in that compartment in the corner where I had to hike through some really rough stuff to get there, but it's a really nice clearing that I managed to get. So I moved it. I got it all done. It took me 6 hours just to find a spot that wasn't already. I thought that I was King Dingaling in the parlance, that I had found a great spot. And early on I probably had, but this...
You were just the first one out there.
I was the first one. This area where I started hiking through the backwoods behind this this primitive site, and I mean, it was like clockwork. Every 100 yards, there was a feeder or a trail or a border. So you really have to be a magician with the GPS and like walking yourself off and everything to find a spot where you're not butting up against. But I'm still pretty happy with my spot, honestly.
Yeah.
It was almost kind of a charmed thing because I'm in a corner where there's very little barrier, like it's small fence, like it's a porous fence in some places too, where they can pass on a private land and not. And into the public land. So I'm actually,
nice.
I'm kind of stoked about that because especially when the hunting pressure starts, they're going to move. Some of them are going to move out.
Right.
And they're going to come back, water and food otherwise, and then go back out. So I might be right on the border of that. So I haven't gone out and checked that camera yet. So we'll see how much my being a dum-dum has affected my chances here. Potentially decent amount, but nah.
And with that many hunters and everybody's 100 yards apart, there's just going to be an incredible amount of luck.
Yeah.
There
is.
Obviously, there's already a lot of luck associated with hunting, but when you put 100 dudes, 100 people, hunters, excuse me.
There were some ladies at the orientation.
There were.
And
that's why I corrected myself. But, you put that many people hunting the same space.
Yeah.
It's going to get tight.
It's a matter of which buffet line they're going to get in is really what it comes down to. So, I'll hopefully learn some stuff. And then the other exciting news for me is that I got pulled. I'll probably do a bigger thing on this when I know more, but I got drawn for Richland Creek Wildlife Management Area, which is public land in Texas, which as we know is not a ton of it.
No.
So,
that's pretty lucky to get drawn.
Yeah.
For a drawn, I mean, I know any of our listeners who are outside of Texas are used to having to be drawn.
Sure.
For tags.
A lot of people never do public land hunting here in Texas.
Yeah, here in Texas, and actually getting drawn is pretty difficult.
Yeah, so I put in for me and my son. So it's an archery deer hunt. It's whitetails, archery deer hunt in Richland Creek. So I got to go scout that out. It's about 2.5 hours away. I'm going to have to make a scouting trip out there. Yeah. I'll definitely try to get some details on that. But so that's exciting stuff. Maybe a trip to the East Coast to do more whitetail hunting in South Carolina.
Okay.
But, hey, whole new set of tags out there, right? So
how much is that out-of-state license though?
Yeah, it's not bad. South Carolina's not that bad. Like I think it's like the license is I think 85, I'm guessing, and I think the first tag is 40. So and then they have progressively, like they have a different tagging system.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, like it's progressive tagging system. Like you can just get like an unrestricted antler tag, which means you get whatever, any antler deer, or you can get like a restricted antler tag, which means like usually smaller guys.
Yeah.
And then you can get just the antlerless, which includes spikes. So there's all sorts of levels to it. I just kind of I bought the Bonanza, or I'm going to buy the Bonanza just in case.
Yeah, going through this draw process with this Wyoming hunt I'm doing helped me realize how fortunate we are here in Texas.
Yeah.
You go spend $68 for a super combo license. Mm-hmm. You can hunt any public freshwater, any public saltwater. I mean, you can fish any public fresh or saltwater. You can hunt. You get 4 turkeys, 2 mule deer, and 5 whitetail deer.
Yeah.
2 bucks, 3 does.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, up to 5 does, but
And your doves and your upland game birds too.
And that includes all the dove and the upland game birds. I mean, you got to pay an extra $25 to shoot ducks, but geez Louise, it's insane.
And how was? Let me ask you this because it's a loaded question. How was Wyoming's website dealing with that stuff?
How was it?
Yeah, like
it was pretty confusing for somebody who has no knowledge of how that works. Excuse me. I had to, because I'm going with a buddy and we're hunting on his buddy's land. So we had to find out from that guy what section of land it was in the state. Yeah. See, because that's the thing too. With a Texas permit, anywhere in the state that somebody says I can go on their land, I can go on their land.
Yeah.
There's no restrictions. Well, in Wyoming, it is sectioned off into like 90 sections.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we had to find out from the rancher what section it was. So then I could only apply to that section for that type of deal. And there's only so many permits for that section. And so the website itself was pretty user-friendly, but there's a lot of upfront information you've got to figure out.
Because it's your first time running across
before you can put in that application.
I asked that because I dealt with the South Carolina of I can't remember what it's called. It's their equivalent of the Parks and Wildlife Department.
Sure.
And wow, is it just decades behind what we have in Texas. And I've looked at other states when I was looking at, doing out-of-state tags and stuff, and you'll talk about Fortunate again, how technologically advanced the websites and
the TPWD website, it almost couldn't be more user-friendly.
It's really fantastic. It takes a little baseline of knowledge and a little bit of searching. There's, I could nitpick a few things, but after trying those other states' websites, nope. I love you guys to death. You're the best.
Yeah, I mean, easy categories.
You can
easy
pick your draws by category. You can either do it by animal or by area, which is holy hell.
Yeah,
that's everything I need to know.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. So, the out of state thing. If we can make that work, we're trying to hammer out the details of the lease that we're going to be hunting on out there, and that'll be a pretty fun one. That's pretty good. So,
absolutely, that'd be cool. It'd be cool just to be in a different space.
Yeah, like see how the tactics change. See how the behavior of the animals is a little different. That'd be pretty fun to see. Right. And I'm hunting with our buddy Aaron, so I mean it'll be a blast no matter what. Like we'll probably camp for a day or two out there. I'm really trying to get more into that because I really like being outdoors.
Yeah,
and I really I like going camping, and I'm really trying to integrate that into instead of just making it like evening trips out to the stand and then go back home.
Right.
It'd be nice to camp out there and actually. If I get a deer, if I get an animal, I can work out what I'm going to do, cut plans short and anything like that. But yeah, it's almost like it takes some of the pressure off, I guess, to be like, man, I'm going to be out here for 4 or 6 hours or whatever. I hope I see something before I have to go. Instead of it's like, that's just another thing that I'm doing on my little outdoor excursion.
And two, like I don't have to get up at 4 a.m. and drive through the dark to be in the stand by 5:30.
Walk a half mile.
Yeah. We'll just wake up an hour before the sun comes up.
Mm-hmm. Slap on a headlamp.
And we're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to be camping in Wyoming.
That's awesome.
Which I'm pretty excited about.
Oh, dude. I'm so jealous.
It's going to be cold as balls.
Yeah.
I mean, that's assuming we don't roll up and...
How cold are your balls?
I keep them at a chilly 31 degrees.
Okay.
Just out of the temperature danger zone.
Hey, I'm not a doctor, right? I'm not trying to give you medical advice. I'm just saying maybe reevaluate that particular, the ice pack system that you have.
It's very comfortable.
It's not going anywhere.
Especially in these warm summers.
Honestly, in the Texas summer, ice pack in the crotch of the pants sounds pretty amazing. I'm not going to lie to you.
Hey.
Let me run to the freezer real quick.
It's like throwing up a puff of Gold Bond when you step out of the shower.
Oh, that's magic.
You just get that tingle. It's real nice.
Oh, that really awesome feeling like when you take a pee and it like burns. That feeling?
That's a different feeling.
Is it?
And that again, like you're not a doctor, I'm not a doctor.
Oh.
You should really see somebody about
I should see somebody about
We should work on Gold Bond as a sponsor, right?
Oof, God.
That is great hunting and
early
fishing.
Season Texas hunting? Or fishing.
And all summer fishing.
You can go head to toe in Gold Bond and you'll be fine.
Good grief, I'm keeping that company in business. Not to mention my 15 years in the food service industry.
That's true.
What a Shaq doesn't know anything about Gold Bond. I know about Gold Bond.
He does it for the check. All right, you're doing it for survival.
I do it for the love of the product.
Love of the game. All right, man. Well, that's a lot of cool stuff headed our way. And also, we're going to be revamping the website here pretty soon.
Revamping the website. Yeah. Absolutely.
We've got big plans for content and media. All this cool stuff that we're going to do, we're actually going to take the crazy step of trying to document it.
Absolutely.
And and then we'll talk about it here. You guys will be the first, second or third ones to know.
Yeah. If this is your first time listening to a Camo and Hooks podcast, make sure you check out the backlog of our older episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Where we knew even less then than we do now.
And yeah, if you find us laughable now, just wait till you go back like 20 episodes. You will find this.
Particularly, I think Gear List.
Oh, God.
Is a good one to go back to.
It's like we could think of like 3 things and nothing else. Hey, am I going to need ammo for my gun? I don't know, man. Just take one.
So we went out and I forgot to take water? That was a big mistake.
Yeah, I did actually run out of water on one of my on my 6-hour placement trip.
You've got to get a hydration system.
I did, and I ran out.
Yes.
I drank 2 liters. It was 100 that day, and I drank 2 liters. And like I ran out right as I was making my last boat trip back. So before I started the half-mile canoe, I was like, all right, well that's where we are. I'm just not going to have water for a little while. That's fine. But it was a nice reminder, like how much water you need on days like that. That was nuts to get to that point. And also, that was just hubris because I thought I'll go out there and find a spot real quick and change my stand.
Right.
6 hours later, walking around, I'm like, I'm hungry. I should have thought. Yeah. But hubris is a great way to get introduced to humility. Mm-hmm. And I certainly got a good teacup full of that. All right, so yes, website camoandhooks.com. Not much going on there right now, but we are going to be revamping that. But yeah, as Luke said, check us out. You can get it on iTunes. You can get it on Google Play Podcast. They're changing everything now. They're doing like a standalone Google Podcast thing. So check it out there. I'm sure it'll make us look cooler.
Fancy. Yeah,
it's pretty fancy. And then I think we're going to be coming to Stitcher soon. We post all these on YouTube. So yeah, check us out anywhere. And then subscribe on the Instagram page. If you like what you're hearing here, leave us a review on iTunes. Even if you don't like it, leave us a review on iTunes. We want to know what we suck at. We know a good long list of things we suck at.
Right. But if there's anything podcast specific that we suck at, let us know.
Yeah. It's like, it's great except for the 2 guys that are on there.
If you could find 2 different hosts and some better content, that'd be fantastic.
But besides that, you guys are killing it.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.